Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. Yep, I slept in because Nintendo has been keeping me up so late at night lately. And if this new info is any indication, gonna be a lot of late nights in our future because it seems like the Nintendo Switch Pro is gonna be so difficult to get. Scalpers, they are salivating, and I hope you guys are ready for a battle because this new report brings us details on the system as well as some spooky bad news. And Europe, you might be getting kind of screwed over. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from Switch Wars. Smash that like button and let me know in the comments down below if you're ready for this, okay? The PS5 is still going for $900 on eBay, which is bananas with a capital B. Gwen Stefani and Donkey Kong getting married, they both know there's no way a system that's been out for 8 months should be $900. And with the semiconductor shortage and this new report out of an accessories manufacturer, yikes. But first we got some info on new games, and that is always a good thing. So let's start high before we trickle down. Bloodstained, you guys like that game? It actually turned out to be really cool once they were done with it. It started off rough. In fact, I remember playing this thing years ago at E3 and I was like, what are they doing? This is not the future successor of Castlevania. This is a complete cluster. Then they made it better, and it started off a little bit slow on Switch, but they patched it up and improved the game quite a bit, and it looks like we're getting a sequel. In a financial report, Digital Bros, who are the parent company of 505 Games, the publisher of all things Bloodstained, they were detailing the success and the sales of the original title, and at the end of their slide it said second version in development, which is pretty freaking great. And it's super cool to see that this franchise now has already spawned a bunch of games. I mean, the 8-bit titles are really fantastic. Gabe and I love those at release. And this one's probably coming to Switch as well, considering all the others have. Now, that game released Ritual of the Night in 2019, so probably still a bit a ways from a sequel, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do see it soon. High five for Friday, guys and girls. It's almost the weekend, although never really feels like the weekend for me because I never stop making videos, although I don't want to fall over, so I am going to take the rest of today off. Quick little sales break here, because yesterday the April NPDs released, and we found out that Professor Mirror is quite pleased with us. New Pokemon Snap took the 3rd spot, which is impressive considering it was only around for a day in April, and we now know that it doubled up the initial launch sales of the first game back in 1999. So New Pokemon Snap starting off strong. It'll be interesting to see how high this one climbs. I'm not predicting anything super crazy, but I would still expect a couple million copies. I don't think it'll go on to be Super Mario Party levels of success, but it definitely is starting off strong. Speeding right along like the Blue Blur himself, let's touch on Sonic and that big game teased at the end of yesterday's presentation. Sonic 2022 with no info, except that it's the next big mainline 3D Sonic bonanza. Well, we don't know anything about it, or do we? Because there were some files found indicating this game could be called Sonic Rangers. And then lo and behold, there was a leak from a while back with a game described as Sonic Rangers, and we didn't pay much attention to it, but now it bears a whole new meaning. Apparently, Sonic Rangers was in focus testing, and it is a big open world title Ubisoft style? The leaker said it had Far Cry style towers, Korok Seed ripoff from Breath of the Wild, puzzle solving, boss battles, a little bit of exploration, an XP system, Sonic Unleashed style levels to gain power-ups. Like, this sounds like just a complete everything game, like fill out the map with all sorts of markers, and according to the leaker, it was biting off way more than it could chew because it was not fun, too easy, and nothing seemed all that fleshed out. So hopefully they have the time and the money to develop this thing into something actually really cool that can blend fast with fun and deliver a really good Sonic. Because at first blush to me, like taking Sonic in a bigger, bolder direction sounds cool. Like I liked Sonic Adventure back in the day. Maybe they can rekindle some of that magic, but if they're gonna try to just be a Ubisoft also ran, that's not it, guys. That's definitely not it. We are, no, stay away from that. But we'll have to be patient and wait and see what becomes of Sonic Rangers or Sonic 2022, and hopefully it turns out solid. All right, buckle up. Let's get to the big stuff. Nintendo Switch Pro, new report from a Chinese accessories manufacturer, and it starts off with super juicy details. But not for long. Okay, this comes from a Spanish website called Vandal, and they have been correct before in their reporting on different leaks and info that they have heard, and they're now saying that this Chinese accessories manufacturer is detailing the Switch Pro. Some things are already kind of known and some things are very cool. They say it has basically the same size form factor as the Switch original, with a bigger OLED screen, 7 inches, no bezel. The current Joy-Cons are compatible, which we assume, but that's good. And then it has a Surface, Microsoft Surface, style flap for tabletop gaming. So one of the big complaints and one of the big ergonomic / materials upgrades that the Switch could see is the kickstand, because that thing, you might as well just kick it off. It's not really standing for much. But a new flap style kickstand would be really nice. All right, field trip time. I pulled out my Surface Pro, which I haven't used in a long time, but I do love this flap. I think this would be perfect for the Switch Pro. It adds so much sturdiness. This ain't falling over. It is going to sit and be ideal for watching, for playing. It would be fantastic. It would be a bit of a design difference because now so much of the Switch has to pop off, but I think they can do it, especially if they go for more premium materials. And hey, if the Switch Pro ends up being a bit heavier, all the more reason to go flap style and really ensure that this thing can be the tabletop device that we want it to be. The current Switch is just a flimsy mess, but this, I like this. They also say that the micro SD slot has been moved to the back of the console behind this new flap for easier access. It's not as finicky as it was on the top. They say it has a slightly thicker dock with 2 USB 3.0 ports and an Ethernet port, which seems very odd, convenient and supportive for Nintendo Switch Online, but kind of unlike Nintendo. They also say it has 4K TV output, but here's where it gets dirty. First, they say that this thing is going to be very limited, okay? And you basically knew that because Nintendo is going to try and push this triangle Switch Pro through a circular peg, and there's a chance it fits and there's a good chance that it becomes a scalper mayhem session. And by that I mean $500, $600, $700, $800 Nintendo Switch Pro. Okay, there is a worldwide shortage right now for all electronic devices, pretty much phones and cars and consoles, and it's wrecked the PS5 ecosystem. That thing is nearly impossible to get, and you're looking to pay almost double for the console, which sucks. And by all accounts, Nintendo pushing this out this year, unless they have some magic factory that they found at the top of the beanstalk or down in a warp pipe, it's going to see similar shortages, and that means super high prices. And Vandal is saying that this accessories manufacturer, they're saying really limited. And worse yet, they say because of this limited nature, Europe will not be getting the console until the end of November. I'm so sorry, my friends across the pond. If this pans out, that sucks. So what they're setting up here would be a US, Japan launch, probably in October, and then Europe and other regions don't get it for a month or so. Oh, that is a tough weight to swallow and seems very unfair, especially because Europe has been such a great supporter of Switch. The system has sold incredibly well, and the games have really succeeded over there. You know, it's tough to launch a console worldwide. It's been this way for every generation. They always have some sort of staggered setup, but this would be a big bummer, especially if Breath of the Wild 2 is tied to it, okay? Imagine waiting over a month. Now, you probably would still get the game, so I wanna, put a pause on your complete meltdown. The game can be played, right? It's gonna be on both. They're not gonna have an exclusive Breath of the Wild 2, so you would be able to play it, you just wouldn't be able to play it in 4K, which it's not much of a consolation, but at least it would be something. I really hope they're able to work out a worldwide release, and I really hope they're able to work out some sort of pipeline to push this thing so scalpers cannot snatch on and make our lives miserable. But if you're asking me, it seems like that is impossible given today's landscape. I mean, we're still in a pandemic, we still have the shortage, and we have extreme demand. I mean, this thing is going to be the hit of the holiday season by all accounts, and I cannot see a world where we're not contesting with people trying to make a buck off of moms and dads and me and you just trying to play our new Zelda. Let me know in the comments down below if that bothers you. I mean, how could it not, right? Scalping sucks. And as I said, $900 for a PS5 in May? I mean, are you gonna be paying $800 for a Switch Pro come next March? Pokemon Legends Arceus, Splatoon 3. Nobody wants to wait to play that stuff the best way possible. It's a bummer, and oh, Europe, I'm fingers crossed for you guys. I want you to get this thing at the same time. Hopefully we find out more from Nintendo to officially confirm things, but this report, ooh, it definitely has me sweating a bit. And so does the poll, honestly, because you guys aren't so convinced about the Switch Pro, at least in terms of shelling out the $400 or so. Now, I'm pretty convinced because better graphics, better power, that Surface style flap kickstand sounds awesome, moving the memory card slot sounds great, 4K output sounds peachy, and an OLED, ooh, my eyes are gonna be loving it. But 41% of you said, nah, my current Switch is fine. And that's the beauty of an iteration instead of a complete replacement, right? You don't have to upgrade. And then 26% of you said, I'll wait and see, maybe, and I'm guessing that's gonna be one, is this thing real, which it is. Two, does it have any special sauce, any super cool games launch alongside it, and what is that price point? And of course, how hard is it gonna be for me to get? Do I have to sit on Best Buy waiting for the add to cart to turn yellow? Do I have to roll through Amazon even though I keep getting the error dogs? What are they trying to make me do here? 33%, including me, said I'm buying one. It's Nintendo, it's new, I'm sold, right? Like that's just who I am. And I gotta cover it for you guys. So of course I'm in, but I'm very interested to see how this all develops and what the scarcity, the rarity, and the whole release plan for the Switch Pro is. Let me know your take in the comments down below. I got you guys all covered. Have a wonderful weekend, my friends. It's been such an amazing week. So many interesting stories, so many interesting leaks, and it seems like next week is gonna shape up to be even better. So I'll see you back on Good Morning Mario on Monday. Thanks for supporting the show. I love you guys a lot. Approaching 100 episodes. Woo, woo, woo. Gonna have to do something super special. Until that time though, thanks again everybody. I love you a lot. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Switch Force out.